flow in and get a
I
little.
am so.
What's up, Alpha?
Welcome, Alpha.
Hey, what's up, guys? GM.
Hey, Afro.
What's up, Eve? How you doing?
Good. Yeah.
I got your speakers. Cool. Yeah, we'll get the people shuffle in. We'll get my camera on in a sec.
Should get a DJ next month. Figure out a way to play some vibes.
So we'll give it a minute and get started. What's up, Fiona? How you doing? Miss you too. All right, we'll just a couple more minutes and going. Cool. Should we get started? We'll let people shuffle in. We'll be doing some meditation to start, so people have some time to join. But yeah, GM, everyone. Welcome to the March monthly call. This is monthly call after Youth Denver, so there's going to be a lot talking about Youth Denver, and then the GG23 round coming up. So yeah, let's dive into things. So as per usual, Eve will kick us off with a meditation session to get our mind right, and then we'll dive into the meeting.
Thank you. Thanks, Afro. Good to see everybody. It was wonderful to be in person in Denver and meet everybody and spend time together in the house. So thank you, everybody, for making that happen. It was a really special experience. And yeah, so to start off, I'll talk a little bit about, we have an eclipse happening on Friday, a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and this is a powerful time for release. We can probably all feel there's a lot of intense energy circulating right now. So we have a lunar eclipse this Friday, and then 2 weeks later with the new moon, there'll be a solar eclipse. And eclipses are like portals where we can expand beyond linear time and space. So the lunar eclipse is a time for release. And then the solar eclipse that follows is the time for seeding new intentions. And this really powerful energy of this season is going to carry us into the summer and into the next like 6 months to year and a half. So we'll use this meditation time as a time to just release and clear and prepare for the call that's going to follow. So wherever you are, just finding a comfortable seat and closing your eyes. And connecting with your breath. Feeling the breath flow in and out of your body. Like the ebb and flow of a wave. Gently scanning your awareness from the top of your head down through your body, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your belly, relaxing your hips and your legs. Feeling your connection points to the earth. And continuing to breathe. Allowing your breath to be the central point of your focus. And now setting the intention to release anything that you don't need. Any thoughts, emotional energy, engagements with the outside world, inner dialogue or narratives. Setting the intention to release and allowing that energy to flow down into the earth through your energetic connection with the earth. And knowing that since energy is not created or destroyed, but transformed, releasing this energy to be composted into fresh, new potential. Simply breathing and allowing this flow to happen. There's nothing that you have to do. Simply allowing. And once you feel complete, trusting in your own process, trusting in the wisdom and support of the earth, and bringing your awareness into your heart center. Breathing in and out of your heart. expanding your heart's natural field, its natural glow. And feeling gratitude for the opportunity to be here in this community with friends and collaborators, and a support system that's working to change and create the world that we wish to be part of. As you're ready, gently bringing yourself back for the call. And thank you for joining. And this eclipse energy is with us throughout the week. So you can probably see that the moon is nearing fullness. And if you're outside at night, just taking a moment to pause and connect with the energy of the moon and feel the support that's coming to us from all angles in this time. Yay. Thanks, Hafo.
Thank you, Eve. That was awesome, as usual. Okay. Hopefully everybody's feeling centered and ready to dive into the call. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so high level, this is the agenda for the call. So if you're not able to stay the whole call, you'll be able to, it will be recorded on YouTube and you'll be able to skip around. But we're gonna start off with ETH Denver recap. Then we're gonna dive into the GG23 rounds coming up. We're gonna talk about the brand kit results and the winners. Then we're gonna highlight some network engagement opportunities. And then lastly, we're gonna talk about Oval Squad Initiative, which is squad staking, which is a really strong potential revenue source for the network. So those are the agenda items. Cool. So first up is the Greenpill ETH Denver recap. We got a lot of slides here, a lot of photos and pictures. So gonna be pretty visual, and then we'll also open it up for people that were at ETH Denver to share their experience and things they learned and stuff like that. So some highlights. Yeah, we had a hacker house, which we had 50 green pillars, slept on beds and couches throughout the 2 weeks we were there. You know, we made it work, and it was a great experience, great time meeting everybody and learning about everybody's backgrounds, families, culture, etc. So it was really great bonding experience. Ethereum localism was a big highlight and a big theme of the conference. First starting off with GFL in Boulder, which was a conference hosted by Benjamin Life. And they're talking about how, you know, Web3 could be implemented at a more local level and really focusing on getting, you know, crypto Web3 into the hands of people locally. And then also Regen Commons kicked off in the backdrop of the ETH Denver year regenerate snafu and kind of people feeling that ETH Denver wasn't fully focused on, you know, regenerative things and kind of was missing some of the, you know, people and communities that are pivotal in that space. So the Regen Commons was a new initiative kicked off. And there were some talks at ETH Denver at the, I believe it was the Regen Hub, I think, or if I'm not mistaken. So like Matt and Hino gave a presentation or on a panel. And yeah, so a lot there to go from. But yeah, let's keep it going. So one of the big highlights is you know, we volunteered. So a week before ETH Denver really kicked off, we spent some time volunteering at the Food Bank of the Rockies, helping them package food and then distribute food. On one of those days. And then we also did a Greenway litter cleanup, which was done by Kit and Jesus Coin, where they helped clean up a local river. And then many of us at the house, Matt, Hino, Coy, we volunteered for Gitcoin and Allo events. So just trying to do our part in, like, you know, supporting different regenerative efforts as well as locally getting involved. And it was very eye-opening to, like, you know, see how many people were involved in volunteering, learn more about the background. I believe Food Bank of the Rockies is one of the biggest food banks in the country, and pretty sure even globally to some degree. So it's really cool learning more about how they distribute food and things of that nature. So I'll pause here, just if anybody wants to talk about the volunteering we did and kind of how they felt about that. We got who's on the call? I think is Kit on the call? Is Kit here?
Yes, I'm here.
How did you enjoy volunteering? How was it for you?
Oh, it was fun. We saw another slice of life. And first with the food bank, where we helped literally feed people. So we helped set up boxes and then fill them full of food and pass them out to people coming by in cars. And the litter cleanup was also fun. We saw a part of the city that we don't normally see, and we cleaned up 17 pounds of litter from the river, and it was a lovely day, as you can see in the photos. So it was a rewarding experience all around.
Nice. And I really I don't know if Jesus Coin is on the call, but Ryan, I really want to shout him out for all the work he did coordinating, reaching out locally, getting these things set up. You can see he's a constant throughout all the photos. So yeah, real big shout out to Jesus Coin, man. Yeah, he's awesome. So yeah, it was really awesome. And I think definitely next year I want to continue to expand, volunteering efforts. And then I just realized, even, when we go to more conferences or we meet up in, more different hubs locally, finding ways where okay, whenever we meet up, go find something local, go learn about, what's going on locally from a public good standpoint. And then, see how we could integrate, Ethereum localism and being Web3 to them. So cool. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
Just to add in here real quick, I just want to shout out the whole community for all those efforts, because I think there's probably more local regeneration and coordination out of this group than ETH Denver itself. And so I think that says a lot about the ethos of the Greenpill movement and leaving places better than we found it, and really adding value everywhere we go. So I really shout out to everybody that was a part of all that work. And great to see so many green pillars at all those events you mentioned. I think worth discussing maybe the Regen Commons a little bit, maybe later in the call, maybe now, I don't know. But I think that's a exciting next step, but I think there's still a lot of things to be figured out in terms of what that looks like and how people can get more involved. So, overall, just, I think we certainly modeled how conferences in some respects should be done, that we really, we crypto folks travel around the world like a band of Grateful Dead followers, chasing the vibes, and oftentimes don't leave the places better than we found them. And I think that really is a important piece of what needs to be happening at these conferences in order to really meet this and begin to really formulate Ethereum localism and what that really means to really make an impact at a local level, even when we're coming together globally. So, yeah,
100%. Yeah, and we could talk about Regen Commons right now if people want to dive into that a little bit. I'll go back to the previous slide to just highlight it. But yeah, I think from my understanding, it's just been kind of formally kicked off. There's a Discord site and stuff, but I still am learning more about kind of what Regen Commons is. So I'd love to hear from you, John, or anybody else who could kind of highlight what the goals are.
Yeah, happy to speak to it, and then would love to just sort of generally get people's thoughts, because I think there's a lot of folks' voices that are maybe not being heard quite yet, and I think it is has a lot of potential, but I think it's not going to be easy to execute overall. But the larger vision of this Regen Commons partially comes out of Regen Network has held the trademark for Regen for 4 or 5 years now, and they've been stewarding that and have never really used it to arbitrate against anybody or or stop anybody from doing anything in the regen space, at least in the Web3 space. Short of, I think the only time I've seen it even questioning to be enforced was when there was the regen token on Farcaster, kind of the more meme token that was forming for a bit that kind of died out. And then at ETH Denver, really taking a bit of a stand that, hey, we have this this trademark and you all aren't living up to the standards of what it means to be regen. And so the idea is to form this commons that can be full of IP, trademarks, and other valuable assets that then can be co-owned by the larger regen commons or larger regen community. And so Regen Network would like to place that trademark into a commons that we all control so that they're not having to shepherd that alone anymore, which I think is a great thing. But I've also heard things like Monty at ReFi DAO talking about putting some of the ReFi orb and some of the branding of ReFi DAO into the commons, maybe for the Greenpill as there's assets and things. Maybe there's things that we would want to put into the commons, and that all these organizations come together to form this commons that holds all this potentially valuable IP, trademarks, etc. that then can be funding that then is pushed back out to the commons for us all to utilize and use. That, I guess, is my high level of what I'm taking from what's being built. I think some of the concerns I've heard in general is like, who's going to decide how this all works? And I think that right now the plan is that there's either has been or is going to be a multi-sig setup. I'm still actually not clear whether that finally got set up. I know that SAFE was having some issues during the conference to get that set up. But there's like 6 organizations that are signing up to be on the multi-sig, and I think Greenpill ends up kind of being represented as a part of some of those groups. And my understanding is that that core initial like signers will be stewarding over the next 2 to 3 months the process of developing this DAO, which includes setting up a actual legal structure. They're looking to set up a DUNA in Wyoming, and then figure out how this thing gets governed long term. And so I don't think it is that those signers are ultimately going to be the ones that control this DAO, but they're really helping to steward the process. And my understanding is that they would elect or delegate a lot of that responsibility to some third party. I think Benjamin Life at least raised his hand. There may be others that are kind of tossing their hat in the ring to help really design that framework for everyone to come together under. But I think it's a time when voices can be hopefully heard that can help to influence the way that structure is put together. But yeah, so maybe I'll pause there because I know we only have so much time on the call, but hopefully that gives at least a general overview, and yeah, pause there.
Yeah, that's a good overview. Looks like Kino has his hand raised. That's some thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Alpha, and thanks, John. I'll try and be brief, but I'm super interested in this regen common stuff that's coming. I think it's just a couple points. I think it's super cool that people are collaborating, even though it came together through necessity. I think some of the work was already being done about people working together more, knowledge commons, things like that. This, I feel, from what I observe, is accelerating it that a little bit. Sounds good. I'm a little bit concerned with how it came together. It kind of is what it is, but in terms of these 7 people who may well have been the right 7 people, but it feels that it didn't come together in a necessarily super decentralized way. Again, from what I have observed, maybe I'm missing something, but I know other people have said the same thing. It seemed a little bit like people kind of self-selected, and yes, maybe they'll progressively decentralize over time, but maybe there was an opportunity to do things, the more decentralized from the get-go. Whatever, it is what it is. I don't. I guess the question I have, and I don't know if you could answer this, John, or anyone else, or maybe there isn't an answer, but just is it within this scope of this regen commons, is there an accepted definition of what regen is, or how broad is the tent of regen? I guess maybe that's partly some of the discussions that's going to happen over time. I mean, just in the biggest kind of broad brush strokes, like as I see it, and again, I'm newer to the space, but there's at least three types of regeneration that I'm like kind of interested in mostly. And one is like ecological regeneration, reforesting, rewilding, that kind of thing. There's regenerative finance, which a lot of people in this are very into. And there's like socio-cultural regeneration, new operating systems for humanity, new governance systems. And I mean, a lot of us are doing all three of these, right? But I guess I'm just want to be clear, is like, in terms of Regen Commons, is it looking at all of that? Is it broader? Is it narrower? Who decides, etc. And those are my thoughts around it. But and just real quick, yeah, ETH Denver was amazing. So I could talk. I am writing my own report about my personal experience there, which I'll share out. But it was a super cool experience. So thank you everyone for being a part of that.
Nice.
So I can try to answer that, I guess, if that's.
I don't know if he was asking John specifically, or yeah, not sure.
I mean, I think you're absolutely right about the decentralization. Like, anytime you have a new initiative, it's sort of by virtue of just being in our society, in our life, it's going to start as a centralized thing. But I think you bring up a really important point. There's like definitely some elements of self-selection. But I think that overall, if written into the North Star of the initiative, which I think, in regenerative finance, it basically is. And perhaps it should be written even more explicitly. And I'd love to speak, with you about your thoughts about that. But I think even if it starts as a centralized initiative, if it moves towards decentralization, and you can build in sort of these strong guardrails which prevent, monopolization or centralization. I think that's the best we've got at this point. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I stepped away from my screen, so I'm not sure if there was any other hand raised. I want to definitely hear from anybody, and then I'm happy to respond, at least a little I do know.
Yeah, I think Kino was asking about like what the definition is around like regen, like what's being classified as regenerative and regen. Did you hear that part?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think you're both pointing at one of also my big concerns with this whole thing is, what is regen? Because I think that part of the rub with ETH Denver is ETH Denver's like, whoa, bro, we are being regen. Look at what we're doing. We're building a sort of regenerative financial system with our conference, and so that there's maybe like something to that, but it's not also like regenerating the planet in what they're building and doing. So I think that core definition is going to be probably one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. I don't know for sure, because I think that since ETH Denver, it feels like this whole project is getting a little disjointed, as people now are no longer in the same city, in the same place to have some of these discussions. But my sense is that there's no way we could form this commons without defining that. So I think the answer is yes, that gets defined. Now how that gets defined and how collaborative that process is, et cetera, I think is yet to be determined. But we certainly can't govern a trademark without having some sense of that. Now I do know that because there's a trademark, there certainly is like clear like legal language around what that regen, at least that specific trademark, covers. So I imagine some of that gets wrapped into that, but I do think that that's going to be an important conversation to be had amongst all parties. I also agree in that I'm hearing the general sentiment from a fair different number of people that, hey, like, I don't feel like I'm being represented in the 6-7 parties that are on that multi-sig. Like, how is this so decentralized in the end? And I think that there will be work to be done to make sure that goes from a more centralized group to a decentralized over time. And I think we generally see in quote DAOs that that's the best way to go about it. If you completely decentralize in the beginning, like you can almost get nothing done because everybody has their own agendas. At the same time, if you centralize too much, now you're constraining what gets built in the beginning. So I think there is that balance of setting the global context of this commons and then making sure that the decentralized network of people all around the world that are working on regen also agree with where we land. So I think as I know more ways for folks to get involved with that process, I will certainly do my best to share them with this network so that we can get as many voices heard as possible. It's been on my list to kind of ping in with that group and just say, hey, like, what is truly our process moving forward? Because it feels like it's gotten a little disjointed since leaving Denver.
My take, just from digesting everything now, is that there seems to be if the goal is to like kind of more protect IP, like I guess maybe you do need to form like a legal structure and things of that, but it seems like there's kind of a rush to that when like maybe the first thing is about just figuring out what regen means to the community and doing that like in an open manner. Like we don't need funds around that. We don't need money to be tied into it right now. I think a lot of it's about conversation and discussion. So I think if Regen Commons could be a space where people could come and discuss things initially and kind of, formulate things more concretely, then it could go more into like forming an actual structure. So yeah, I think one step at a time. I think a lot of times we try to do too many things at once.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend people go to regencommons.com. And at the top, it links the Gregory Landowich tweet thread where it kind of announces it. And there's also a discourse forum. So yeah, definitely partake in that conversation. I mean, even, as John mentioned earlier, Greenpill is kind of tangentially connected via regen coordination. And I know at one of the talks, Gregory kind of included Greenpill within the Gitcoin banner as well. So like we're in the mix, and even the people here are like, we haven't really been privy to any additional conversations. So who knows exactly where things stand, but I think it's a good thing to go into it optimistic and, just take part in these conversations, and we shall see.
Yep, we shall see. Cool. Let's keep it moving. First, let's take some time. So I went through that. So yeah, we had the Hacker House. As we highlighted, here's a picture with Coy, Bertrand, and I coding away. I believe I was working on Green Goods. Kyle was working on setting up his Linux system with I think Ubuntu. And yeah, so this is a very great vibes. Like the house was had a lot of character. There's a lot of different animal okay, what do you call them? Animals hanging on the wall, I guess. So it's a very interesting house, a lot of different types of photos and art. I believe like they're antique collectors or something like that. But yeah, it was a great experience. We also got some merch, which I know we have some more photos somewhere with like all of us in the group wearing it. But yeah, this is we did Greenpill merch, which was done by a Verb artist. So the art you can see is on the back. And it says Greenpill times Verbs, ETH Denver 2025. And then on the front, we put the Greenpill logo and the Verbs logo. A lot of people were thinking it was a pump.fund, which was that's kind of fun. That's funny. But yeah, we represented, and people loved the merch. People were, giving a lot of shout outs to it. And we're going to look to, get it online. So people that, if ever you still have the opportunity to buy the merch and get your hoodie or shirt. Yeah, which is awesome. We also did a barbecue on, I believe it was on Friday, and shout out to JT. He brought 16 pounds of meat and pork to do pulled pork. We also had vegan options thanks to Hino, helping cook up some vegan things for people to eat. And it was a great time. We had a lot of different communities come through. Lana, of course, Greenpill and Glow Dollar. Oval team came through. Octant, team came through. So many other teams that like I wasn't even aware of came through. Like so, maybe we could pause here. Anybody wants to give this a quick? That was at the barbecue. Want to kind of shout out to some people we talked to, or just kind of any good conversations. Before moving forward. Anybody want to share some thoughts?
Yeah, the barbecue was awesome. There really was a huge group of people, and it was at 4 or 5 hours, so it felt like there's waves of different crews that kind of rolled through. Yeah, so JT and EV Mavericks, that's like the NFT group that's connected to the R Ethereum, that subreddit. They're pretty public goods aligned, so yeah, it was awesome that they helped kind of get the food already. Oh, I was like, I knew there was something else I wanted to share. Yeah, there was pounds upon pounds of food. So we ended up bringing, I don't know, 15 pounds of extra food. Paul Glavin drove it over to the Governance Summit, and we shared it there. And I was a little bit nervous that it was like, did we bring too much? And then at some point I looked over, like not even that long after we got there, and it was empty. So it was the good stuff. Like there was a lot of barbecues at ETH Denver, but there was not many barbecues that were cooked in St. Louis, or I can't remember. No, Kansas City. I think yes, Kansas City, and drove over. So yeah, it was a beautiful thing. It was really awesome to connect with a lot of people there.
Yeah, and then we had little goodie bags, like merch bags for people, and some fruit snacks. Like, yeah, it was a great vibe, and I really enjoyed it. And then yeah, right after we went to the Governance, which I'm not sure if we have any photos from, but yeah, after that we went to Governance, and there's a little Greenpill panel hosted by Leo, and then me, Corey, and Matt were on, and we discussed Greenpill and just kind of where things are going, and yeah, that was just a great day in general. Great time. All right, so let's keep it moving to where can you upload photos? Great question. I think we'll discuss that further, but yeah, I think maybe we could find a channel on, or maybe we could either Telegram or Discord. Probably would be. We'll figure out where, but yeah, one of those two.
And let me interrupt real quick. And you can also upload photos to the Poe app, add moments.
Oh,
because
yes.
it's good to be aware of people's privacy. It gets a little bit tough there, but yeah, definitely upload some moments there. And Fiona, I have to upload a picture of you. Fiona walked in after she did her very first code commit or something, and she's all excited. Said, "Oh, take a picture, and I'm going to add it to your Poe app." So there's something beautiful there. And while I've already interrupted, Poe app. So the secret word is regen coordination. I'm going to throw it in the chat. So it's the Poe app home mobile app. And then you click mint secret word and put regen coordination. And the mint window is open for another 50 minutes.
Awesome. Thanks. That was a great interruption. Cool. So I'll go back to the other slides. So yeah, now we're going to, well, first, I guess I'll pause because we're about to transition away from ETH Denver. I would love to hear that 5 minutes, hear people's just, quick thoughts on ETH Denver. We got a lot of people on the call that were there. Just really, I want to get everybody, want to share anything you learned, people you met, etc. I see a lot of people here. The time was there. Paul, Matt, Kaz, John, Fiona, Eve, who else? Coy. Yeah, anybody want to share?
For me, yeah, I'll share. I think conferences can be really overwhelming. It's a lot of energy, and it just felt so good to have a place to come home to know someone was always going to be there to talk and kind of decompress and process and just chill. And it gave me so much faith in this movement and this community in particular as like a core center for me. So yeah, thank you so much for creating the space and everybody who put in work to get the house, to organize, to coordinate, to cook meals. It was really felt like a family, and I'm so grateful for the experience.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's great, Eve. Yeah. It was great meeting you too. L hearts. I can't even do heart. There we go. Yeah, anybody else want to share some words? That was awesome. Don't be shy. Cool. All right, we'll keep it moving.
Okay. I can
There we
share
go.
some
Come on,
thoughts.
there we go. That's my boy.
I came late, guys, so I was waiting for others to participate. But yeah, I can add what Evie was saying. For me, it was also like a ground. Was my first time leaving Brazil. First time doing like only with English. Like you need to talk English to get your stuff, to go to the places and all of that. And man, on the house, all this stress when I got there just disappeared. Like I was with the guys, I was in home, I was like practicing the English, and when suddenly I was on the street talking with people very freely. So yeah, and man, like all the connections, all the hugs, all the laughs. So yeah, man, I really appreciate all the work for putting the house uh, to happen, Afo. Thanks a lot for that, man. You and Matt, I know you guys made a lot of sacrifices, right? We can use this word. It is a kind of a sacrifice, but yeah, thanks a lot for that, man.
Oh man, thanks, Corey. Yeah, no, it was awesome meeting you, brother, and yeah, and yeah, loved our time together, and yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll echo whatever you guys said before. I totally agree. Didn't really feel very at home at East Denver, but I totally felt at home at Shelling Point, at the Greenpill House, at Govern in It, and all the region side events. So that's my fam. You guys are my fam, and it was great to see so many people in real life that we're just on these calls together. Put together a face to the name.
Yeah, I remember when I met Kaz. I think I just turned around and just looked at oh, Kaz. Like, is this like, yeah, it's such crazy many people. It's a weird. It didn't feel that weird, like, because I don't know. Yeah, the digital transition to RL wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. It was just like, oh, it's Kaz.
Yeah, we know each other. Yeah, big hug.
Yep. Okay, guys. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, thanks for getting sharing those thoughts. If anybody else wants to share some thoughts, feel free. But yeah, we got to keep it moving. That's for the sake of time. Let's keep it going.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, go, Carlos. Go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I know Owaki is not here, but I just really want to say a big thank you to Owaki and the entire Bitcoin team. And also, we got a lot of support from our advisors in Greenpill network. Afo, you're one, Matt too, and Monsala, although he's not here. And our round got accepted. We are the organizers for the Web3 community round, for the Web3 and universities community round. And we also got an extra matching from Oeki for our activities too. He announced it, I think, yesterday, $5,000 extra. So I just want to say a really big thank you. This means a lot to the borderless community. A lot of you who are aware, we are opening another Web3 hub in the University of Nigeria, UNN. And that's the first ever Web3 hub that school is having. I mean, we're going to do the launch later on in April after GG23. And the funding we get to do from the rounds are also opportunities for us to onboard new people, both into the Gitcoin ecosystem, the public goods ecosystem, and us. I just want to say this is a really big one for us. And I'm really, really grateful for getting this opportunity. So going forward, you're probably going to see us in your timelines a lot. It's GG23. asking for donations, cheering all the projects, and also throwing support all the way to everyone who would be in G23. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. That was perfect timing too. This transition into that side of the conversation. And yeah, no, shout out to all the work you're doing, Carla. Putting things together and really progressing things in Nigeria. I know we're going to continue to collect and connect and collaborate more. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And yeah, so yeah, who else got also in the round? I think we got the Kawe with Brazil. They'll be doing a round. Paul with Gardens is doing a round. With Evo's doing a round for DSI. So yeah, Cody, you want to talk about the round you're going to be running in Brazil? Is he there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, this was a good news for us. We were expecting to have like a round with 10K. We were being very humble to know where we are stepping. We want to deliver stuff. We want to register everything, and yeah, we got a boost. And now it's more work, but it's like also a good result. We already share with the community, and we have we have movement happening already. When we got the results, the movement already started. Everyone was aligned. So we will start this. Our application will open 2 days earlier. We will start the application March 15, this Saturday. Yeah, and we will open the application during a workshop that we're gonna do on YouTube. Yeah, this will start everything, and we will do. We want to use a different approach for CBU. Since we're gonna be onboarding people that never got in touch with Web3 before, we decided to not use Passport. We're gonna show them what it is and the importance, but we won't use on the round. We will do like kind of the projects. They will be responsible to list all the addresses they have and the social media of the people they are onboarding, kind of, and if possible, the number of their cell phone. Yeah, for now will be a list that we can add to the results later, and we can filter these addresses to have impact. Yeah, I think this is what we are expecting to do. Yeah, if anyone has questions, want to contribute, want to know more about the projects, just let me know.
Sweet, yeah. And I know we'll talk more.
I just want to
Oh,
say hi to Maria. I know Maria is here too in Brazil, very close to me. I want to meet you sometime, Maria. Really happy that you are here with us.
Hello, Cauê. Thank you.
Hi, Maria.
Hello.
Hi, Flavi.
And Maria, you're also part of the DSI working group with Sofivo, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct, Matt.
Do you want to talk about your guys' round?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, it's
Is it my
here.
turn?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm Maria Freitas. I'm a Brazilian. Today I'm joining you from Athens, Greece. So came here to see my kids. It is one of my bases. I'm mainly sharing between Greece and Brazil. In Brazil, I'm from Rio. Congrats, Cauê, for the community round. It was really awesome to see you there. And I live in São Paulo, so I pop up in pop-up cities as well. So I've been to Crescimento. I went to Roatan in Próspera, and I was in East Denver. Didn't go to any of the regions, I was also busy doing the design like Rodo, who was here, was. So lots of events. It was almost impossible to go. Denver is a big city. But, I should have made an effort to see you guys, because I can see that you have this vibe. So today I'm joining with the Swift Evil. He's here as well. He's the leader of this team on design on Gitcoin. We are together since 3 rounds ago, and I believe that he should speak first. Ivo, can you come up and say the words of a leader? And
no,
Ivo.
you say first. I would, because I'm preparing the links, etc. things. I'm typing in the chat room. So yes, please introduce about everything that I can provide the chat and the link to supporting you. That's good.
So Swift Evil's on the links, Maria.
Yeah.
So I guess could you tell us a little bit about the round?
Yeah. We were together, competing for the matching pool for the community rounds right now, but we didn't get enough votes. I guess our community is not as strong yet. Last time during GG21, we were able to do a 39K matching pool. And with this amount, we have supported 49 DeSci projects. It is Ivo and I, we are operators, and we have right now 5 stewards, and they come in every round. So, we open those positions, and I believe we have, we have 5, because one from last GG21, GG22, we didn't go for a campaign, but now we were able to fundraise 5K, the minimum requirement for being eligible to run around on Gitcoin. It was, guys, it was a war. You can say, okay, Maria, it's just 5K, but it was really, really tough to fundraise this amount of money. And I have to say a great shout out to Ivo, because he has been talking to everyone, blockchains and communities, and we had the support of your support as well. I thank you for that. So we are running this round with limited funds, but we want to do it, for continuity, and also to be able to show that the decentralized science community is there, is public goods, and we will strengthen our position more and more every day. So if you want to say something else, I just, our projects, they come from funding science, publishing science, communicating science, onboarding scientists on Web3. So we are spread in many interests and niches. And I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, please complete what I missed. And thank you for the mic and the time on the stage. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Flavio.
No problem. You're welcome.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. You did. You already talked everything about what I want to share. Then last but not least is that you can't walk far when you walk alone. Even you walk fast. So it's great that every time when I feel frustrated, I always have Maria's feedback, and then I feel like, oh, I'm energy full now, and can I move on another step? And when I say, oh, the deadline is coming, and I saw the Matt reply and after feedback about the proposal, which is on the how to collaboration with the Greenpill and then all the other things and the advice, and that's really good. So it can make us to work further. Yes, that's a good one. And feel free to have a chat about the hub's proposal, which is at the same time while I'm the Greenpill design pop-up. So collaborate with Matt together and hearing from afterwards the feedback. So we generate a proposal on the hubs at greenpill.network on how to collaborate with Greenpill together to develop the design ecosystem, because knowing that different chapters working on different sides of design topic at this moment. So it would be great to get the Greenpill's networking and work together to have the development on decentralized science right there. Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Alpha. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Paul, as well, because we attempted the garden curve round before, and we got the funding from YouTube, and we have we have different kinds of funding from different places. Yes, that's a really good one.
And that's a great segue to Paul, which if you're still here, Paul, could give a quick overview over the gardens round. And then we'll dive into more GG stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and Swift, I saw your community created this morning on Gardens. It was exciting to see that pop up. So yeah, the Gitcoin grants garden round is our second Gitcoin round. We're very excited about how we were given kind of a blank check in this round to just use our mechanism to the best of its ability. Because Gardens has been running some experiments now for like 5 or 6 months since we launched V2, and we're getting confident about the applications of conviction voting that work best. And so for this round, we set up a community with Gitcoin as the governance staking token. And so people will be able to participate by joining in that community. And we'll have a bunch of different pools there. And the two funding pools that people will be able to access funding from are a funding matching pool. So if you have a Gardens community and you're using conviction voting and you have a funding pool set up to help grow your community, then you can use our Gitcoin round to get matching funding straight into that funding pool. And then we also have a Allo integrations round, and that lets anyone who's working on a capital allocation mechanism in the Allo ecosystem to work with us and help us make more mechanisms available for the Gardens communities that are growing right now. So those are the funding pools. We have a few different signaling pools also that'll be fun to interact with. So I can send out a link to the Gitcoin community, the Gitcoin Garden community soon, so people can join there. But we'll have more information getting published on this in the next week. So just stay tuned there also.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this round. It's so funny. I love grantships, the fact that you're able to really, do things in your own custom way, and really use mechanisms fully. So that is great. So a couple other things around GG23. So for the more traditional OSS rounds, I believe they're introducing a new evaluation process for new projects versus mature projects. I'm not sure, Matt, if you have a link to that, but if you could drop that. It's something that you definitely want to read over because it's a new approach to how they're evaluating projects. Thirdly, we're going to be doing a multi-sig workshop with the Dev Guild, which is going to be a couple days after the most rounds start the applications. And we're going to be looking to cover some of the best practices around using Safe, how you deploy them across multiple chains. And so helping you make it easier so when you apply for grants in the future, you can just use the same address, the same safe across the board. And then also region coordination is another community around that also got matching funds from Gitcoin as well as matching funds from Cello and a few other sources, the network, so yeah, the round's going to be using a new CIDS framework, which is a common impact data standard, I believe. And it's basically, they're going to be doing multiple workshops. We're going to help onboard people. It's basically using Karmic app to do this. So be using your Karmic app and updating it with your impact with this new structure and format. If you need support with that or you have questions, stay tuned for some workshops. I'm not sure if any have been formally announced, Matt. Yeah.
I don't think so, but definitely join the Regen Coordination Telegram. We'll forward it into Greenpill stuff too, but yeah, I don't think anything's formally announced yet.
Cool. So support channels, like Matt just mentioned, there's a Regen Coordination Telegram. Could probably drop a link to that. And then on the Greenpill Discord, we have a Regen Coordination channel that people could message and ask questions to. So yeah, that is the other community round coming up. Stay tuned. We did the POAP. All right. We're going a little bit fast too, because that's for the sake of time. So for the brand kit, I'm not sure if we have any of the winners on the call right now, but we did a brand kit competition, and Cisco, Marcus, and Alleged D were the winners in first to third. And it's very great to have all the designs. We had 13 submissions, a lot of great work done by designers. So now going forward, gonna be doing the payouts for the winners. So if you were a winner, expect the payout coming soon. And then we're going to look to use some of these different aspects of these different designs in the Dev Guild. And then for all the different chapters and guilds outside of the Dev Guild, this is the opportunity to reach out to a designer if you like what they created, and have them create either something custom for your chapter or guild, or just use what they have already created. So definitely reach out to the artists. And we'll do our best to kind of get the socials of all the artists and make it easy for you to reach out to them and contact them. All right, network engagement. We want to bring in a fresh wave of regens and get more people involved in the network. And a couple ways we're looking to do that is, one, we have a short survey. It's only like 5 questions. They're all optional, where we want to kind of gauge people's thoughts, sentiment, ideas for the network, and ways they would like to contribute. And then there's also this North Star post that has been kind of, I think, the central post on the hub to kind of coordinate around what the North Star is, what direction the network's looking to go. So if you want to be involved in that conversation, share your thoughts with respond to that post, and give your ideas and feedback. And then lastly, this past Monday, we opened up the network steward call to all stewards. So now if you're a steward of any chapter or guild, you're able to join the network steward call every Monday, where you could stay up to date on what's going on. And it's very much an operational call where we set tasks and set action items and things of that nature. So if you want to be in those conversations, learn what's going on, that's the best place to be. And we got Cisco here. Great Cisco. Actually, you want to share? He's a winner, so it's great. You want to share any words about the competition, how it went for you?
Not really. I'm just really excited to have helped develop branding. I'm super honored that people also saw value in the designs as well. So yeah, glad to be here. This is my first community meeting, and I see it's a really warm community as well. So super stoked.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, it's great to have you here. And great work in the competition. Look forward to collaborating more and connecting more in the future.
Cisco, definitely get in touch with Greenpill Nigeria if you haven't already.
Oh yeah,
sure. I'll definitely reach out. Thanks.
Awesome. This is great. Cool. So let's keep it moving. Let's see where we're at. Okay, Obo Squad, which actually we have an Obo Squad meeting in 10 minutes. So this is very appropriate. But I really want to focus the last part of the call on this, and then I'll give it to Matt to do some closing reminders. But Obol squad staking is basically a way to stake with multiple people, so not everybody has to have 32 ETH. And even more better with being Greenpill and being publicly focused, we're able to get sponsored ETH from Lido, to where we don't have to have the 32 ETH, because Lido, as a staking provider, is always, they have a lot of ETH that they're then looking to have people stake for them. So we're able to get ETH from Lido to then just be staking and be running nodes and then earning rewards. And we've been in the process of getting our Genesis squad set up, where first you go on testnet for a couple months, where you verify that you can keep things running and be operational. And then Obol gives you a credential that then enables you to go to mainnet. And when you go to mainnet, you also could get credentials by having good uptime and things of that nature. And what's really, I think, intriguing about this opportunity is that with one piece of hardware, and this is just with Obol, you're able to run 5 squads. So currently the math around the rewards per operator is around $40 per month. And with this, if you were to scale that up with more squads, and then with 19.6% of the rewards going to the network, which each squad, which could be different over time, it could generate, at least a couple $1,000s of revenue per month for the network, if we were to scale up to like 5 to 10 squads. So it's, in my opinion, and something we discussed, is one of the most strongest potentials to get revenue for the network. And the fact that Lido is willing to sponsoring a lot of the ETH, there's not that much, the biggest cost is the hardware. And even that, there's potential to get like that, covered by different organizations that are looking to get hardware into more communities where they could run nodes. And the future, just to kind of speak on what I potentially see with this is, I know, for example, in Nigeria, one of Izzy's projects that he was working on was TAS, which was Tech and Sun. And I could see something, to where they were creating micro solar grids in different local communities in Nigeria. And I'd love to see hardware be incorporated in that too, to where those microgrids are running nodes, getting rewards, and then that's going into the community to fund more microgrids and other community initiatives. So there's a lot of potential there, and there's a lot of costs that could be covered by other entities that are looking to support public goods. So just wanted to highlight that. I know Matt's also on the squad with me, so he could also speak to that. I know New York has been looking to do squad staking as well. But yeah, Matt, do you have any words you want to share about Obol?
Yeah, I think obviously shout out Luciano from the New York City chapter for really kind of coming up with this idea initially. So it's kind of blurs the lines between decentralizing of Ethereum and public good. Like, a lot of what we do is very environmentally driven, but at the core, we need very strong decentralized infrastructure for it to really count for something. So yeah, it's an interesting wrinkle that I feel like a lot of Greenpill stuff we don't really get into, but so I think it's great on a number of different fronts, and it's a bit technical. The reality is AFO has done a lot of hand holding with the rest of the squad, but it's like a lot of stuff. It makes no sense, and eventually you kind of keep looking at it and doing it, and then all of a sudden it makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely a strong source of revenue for the network, I think, because we can just keep spinning up squads. We got to figure out how much overlap we can have from squad to squad, but the ball's in motion, and anybody who's interested in this should definitely be in touch. I threw a link. It's obol.org in the chat.
Nice. Yeah, and this is a big call to action, and we're going to keep banging this drum to if you want to run a node, you have some hardware, available, or you would like hardware, let us know, because we're going to want to onboard some more squads in the next quarter or so, and really, scale this up with the network. And I think there's a lot of, just being an operator, there's a lot of potential for future airdrops and rewards for this, help, because this is the bedrock of Ethereum, right? Running nodes and validating and staking. These are the systems we're building upon. So if you're able to be a part of that, and this continues to grow, I think there's a lot of potential for retroactive rewards and funding. And also Obol just launched their governance token. So they're also doing public good funding rounds where they're funding, initiatives. So if we continue to grow on Obol, we have potential for retro funding from them as well. So just really, really optimistic about the potential with Obol. But yeah, let's keep it moving because we got the Oval call. And I believe that is, yeah, so closing reminders, get a pass over to Matt and get close the call.
You want to go to the next page? There you go. All right, we'll bust through this quickly. So yeah, first up, we got the ENS X Octant public goods round coming up on Giveth. Applications, I believe, just closed, and I'm pretty sure donations are going to be open from March 18th to April 1st. So I know the network's in there, the Dev Guild's in there. I saw Green Sofa, Greenpill Kenya, Greenpill Brazil, maybe others, who knows? But either way, there's going to be a lot of awesome projects not Greenpill related too. So I think it's an 80,000 USDC matching pool. And you'd be surprised how there's a lot of people that donate, but your donation can, as long as you have your passport score up, can really get a solid amount of matching. So for not that much money, your voice can really be heard there. Okay, another quick mention. So the Discord pods is kind of like a recurring topic that we've discussed at a lot of these monthly calls. They're still there. So DeSci, DPIN, education, environment. Make sure that they're viewable on your Discord. We made them like core channels, but we're not 100% sure if people that are already in the server, if they need to manually have them show up. So if you're on the Discord, you can do it whenever. Go to the top, click channels and roles, browse channel or customize, and yeah, you just got to choose your. I'm on the Dev Guild server, that's why it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, in the channels and roles page, you'll see, and please join those. And there's something beautiful about those conversations because the stuff is timeless, and somebody can join our community tomorrow and they have everything that's been shared sitting there organized and ready to rock. So yeah, please. And this is also partly why Greenpill is supporting the DeSci round, because we have our DeSci pod and everything's kind of interconnected in an awesome way. And at some point we need to figure out how to get additional pod channels if people wanted to put an application in there, but whatever, we can dive into that whenever. Next up, we got the multi-sig workshop. So that's coming up. That is on the 19th, I believe. So that'll be similar to a lot of the link for Discord. Okay, yeah, can somebody throw the Discord, the Greenpill Network Discord link in the chat? And then Alpha, would you also mind throwing the multi-sig workshop link in the chat? So yes, that'll be similar to the previous workshops. We did Karma Gap, Passport, Charmverse, Allo Yeeter. Yeah, definitely join that. And the previous workshops, we finally started getting those edited by Nancel and Amia. Big thanks to them. And they're up on the YouTube, not the podcast YouTube, the Greenpill Net YouTube. Yeah, there's not a ton of followers there, but they're up there. We've been tweeting those videos out. So definitely check that out. I guess a quick mention of the Allo.Capital workshop. So the Allo summoning occurred at ETH Denver, and it's basically a spin out from Gitcoin, similar to what Passport did. And that's seemingly what Awaki's top priority is at the moment. And Alpha has been running a bunch of those workshops. Alpha, can you confirm when the next workshop is?
Yeah, not a definitive date, but most likely will be Monday. And yeah, it'll be sometime early next week. And yeah, going to be focused mainly on the DAO contest and the proposal submitted there. So if you're interested in, DAOs and kind of, how they form and structure, definitely join the conversation.
Cool. And I believe the Telegram invite link is on allo.capital, ALLO.capital. Check that out. Next up, we got Gardens Network Funding Pool. So the Gov Guild that meets every Friday has been using Gardens to kind of play around with. And this is another thing that we've talked about at previous monthly calls, especially the Izzy initiatives. But I think rewinding a little bit to the conversation of looping all stewards into these network discussions, I think hopefully there'll be a consensus that we can actually really start utilizing Gardens as a place to make decisions on how we're going to utilize the network treasury. and basic funding initiatives and ideas. So the pool's not live yet, but the framework is there. There's a couple proposals that are up there, but yeah, it's something that I think is probably hopefully going to happen. And yeah, as more specifics come out about that, we can share it with the broader community. I'm super excited to see this is progressive decentralization happening as we speak. So that's a biggie. Chapter demo days is another kind of newish concept that we've been discussing. So we have the network Twitter account, and we have these places that we can kind of host events and workshops and demo days. So we're hoping to get chapter stewards and the chapters themselves to kind of give presentations about what they're working on. Very loose plans. We got to figure that out, but there's a lot of stewards in this call here, so something to chew on and we can discuss further. But once those details also come together, we'll share with the broader community and try and get as many people in those rooms as possible. CIDS workshops, we mentioned briefly earlier. I don't think anything is necessarily scheduled quite yet, but it's coming. This GG23 round is going to be a big deal. The CIDS implementation is really a big deal. It's just the first iteration. We're all going to actively collect feedback and figure out what lessons are learned from this one. But yeah, definitely look out for the specifics on those workshops, especially if you're a chapter or guild steward. And then the final two things are just a quick mention of the Writers Guild working groups. We've been meeting bi-weekly. As usual, those calls you can find in the Discord events or in the network calendar. Yeah, so we've been setting up different working groups for more specific projects and kind of getting the ball rolling there. And we're really pressed for time, so I don't think we can get into it too much. Okay, Michelle had to leave anyway, but Michelle, who was here earlier, put a lot of time and effort into considering how we can improve the general onboarding flow within the network and even outside of, out of the network into the rest of the regen space. I'm going to share a link there after I finish talking about the Dev Guild in the chat. And then Dev Guild builder opportunities. So we've really made a big effort to kind of get the organizational infrastructure established and kind of find our footing and determine what our priorities are. Alpha recently put together a page that kind of lays out the specifics on for onboarding additional engineers. So if anybody knows any engineers that would be interested in kind of contributing to some Dev Guild projects, or I guess even has a project that might fit under our banner neatly, please do share. I'll share that link in the chat as well if Alpha hasn't already. I think that basically covers it. Whew. Exhale.
There's a lot of reminders, but this is recorded, so you can always go back and listen. Yeah, I think I did drop a link for the Dev Guild. If you have it, you can go for it. But yeah, let's go to the. Sorry today. No time for QA and as much open discussion. Got to hop to another call. But hopefully we do have our Thursday call every Thursday. So if you want to continue to keep some of the conversation going there, there'll be space for that. And yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Really, really appreciate. This has been a great call. Love hearing all the different, community rounds happening. And then we cast from East Denver, and yeah, so this is awesome. And yeah, I look forward to more calls and some more conversations. I know a lot of us will be talking in other calls going forward. But yeah, hope to see everybody soon.
And
Bye. See you.
See you
Great
soon.
call.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thanks all. Bye bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to pull out.
Regen dash.
What is the word? What is the word?
Regen dash
coordination.
coordination.
It's in the chat too. If you just
Okay. Thank you.
You got 9 minutes.
Oh crap! I gotta.